Welcome to the latest episode of the Gamer's Time Capsule podcast. I'm your host, Jay LaRock. We are powered by ObsoleteGamer.com, and you can find this podcast everywhere from iTunes, Spotify, Google, and we really need your help. Our goal here is to profile great gamer stories. Doesn't matter if you're famous, if you're a pro gamer, if you're just a regular Joe. We know that great stories never die, and we want to collect them. And we want to hear from you, whether you want to come on and tell us your story yourself, or if you want to send in a recording of your story and we can feature it on an episode. Now, of course, to get the stories out there, we're going to need your help with reviews, likes, all that stuff. So help us out, and it'll be a great ride. As for today, for this episode, we are featuring two great stories from world record holder Carrie Swidecki. She holds a bunch of awesome Guinness World Records for games such as Dance Dance Revolution, as well as Dance Central and Just Dance. It is a great story. She's a teacher from Bakersfield who had a weight loss journey and began losing weight playing those games, and then it led up to world records. So of course, just hearing that got me intrigued. So the first story comes from how she earned her world record for Just Dance, which was 138 hours playing that game. That's 6 days, people. That is epic. Want to know how she did it? Here we go.
Well, there's so many crazy gamer stories. I've been, doing this for 16 years this summer. It's crazy, but I think most of my favorite crazy gaming stories have been during my world records when I do multiple days. And it seems like every year they get more and more crazy because the hours go longer. But one of the stories that stand out to me most was this last summer. I did 138 hours of just dancing. That's 6 days in my local video game store, Otto's Video Games and More, and I had 150 volunteers. And it seemed like after the first couple of days, it got more and more crazy because you get delirious. And I was only sleeping 45 minutes every 24 hours. And I instructed all my volunteers to yell at me, to be belligerent, whatever it took to keep me awake. So when people were walking in the store, they kept thinking that they were being mean to me. And I said, no, they got to keep me awake. They got to stimulate me and stuff. So it was all part of what could motivate me to keep going. And I think the most favorite thing that I loved about this summer is I got to live in the gaming store for 6 days. And I slept on a tent cot in the PC gaming room, and as I would sleep for those 45 minutes and later it would become 15-minute crash sessions, I was not aware what was going on. People were massaging my feet, people were massaging my body as I was sleeping because I was aching so much that it just got really crazy. And I remember I woke up and I tried to just dance the last hurrah, the last 24 hours. And I said, I need to sleep. I am so freaking tired. And they're like, you can't. You have to keep going. This is the last push. And it was at 110 hours at that point. And I said, I just can't. I go, I need to sleep a little longer. I go, how much bake time do I have in sleeping time? And they go, well, you could probably sleep another 30 minutes. I said, well, then let me go sleep another 30 minutes. This is ridiculous. So I went back and I slept. And because I was accumulating my break time to hoard it. And when I went back to sleep, then my friend Tanya, she goes, you got to get up. And it was taking 5 people the last 3 days to get me up out of the tent cot because I just couldn't get up. And I was like, so she goes there and I said, well, how much time do I have left? She goes, you're dead. You're dead. You have no more time left. She goes, you used it all up. She goes, you can't even go to the bathroom if you want to. And I go, oh my God, this is crazy. So she told me I was dead. I thought I have no more break time accumulated. If the Xbox dies, SD card needs to be changed. We have no bank time to cover it. So I was dancing and I said, you know what? Give me a bag of Cheetos. And they're like, you're going to eat a bag of Cheetos? I go, yeah, I want a chocolate chip cookie. Give me a Dr. Pepper. And I was eating all this. I was like, bring me all the junk food. I go, I want to try one of your smorgasbord cookies that you made. And everyone's looking at me like, what's wrong? And they're all, why are you eating all that stuff? And I said, well, Tanya said I have no more time left. Call the media, tell them to come on down. We're dead. And they go, and then Tanya had this blush like in her face, and they're all, no, she lied. She goes, you still have 2 more hours of bank time. I go, oh, okay, let's keep going. So I was like, this is crazy. But yes, I thought I was dead. So I was telling them to bring me all this bad food to eat and everything. I was like, I'm done. The world record's done. I'm not going to make it to the overall longest video game marathon of all time. I'm just going to enjoy myself and go home and sleep. So I was like already turning the sheet and everyone started yelling at me. So it was like all the craziness and stuff. But yeah, it was really epic. And then every time, that was my first time live streaming, which was, I love Twitch because of that. And people were coming on, checking every 30 minutes, and they were all like, are you still live? And there's moments I looked really bad because I was tired, and you could see me fighting through it from 3 in the morning to 5 in the morning, but I slept every day at 5 in the morning. That was my time when I knew I had to sleep because I knew when my body would give up. And so they would come in and they would see me when I wake back up, and they were all like, you got to keep going. They were very motivational. And they're just like, you're freaking crazy. And they're all like, but it was fun. I had someone assigned to read me all this stuff on Twitch, and some of the stuff got really obnoxious, but it kept you awake, And you're just like, it was just craziness. And typically my back always goes out when I do these world record attempts, but this was the first time that my back never gave out because I hired a personal trainer to work out with 3 days a week for an hour and a half to make me stronger. And I gained 8 pounds in weight. 8 pounds of muscle, just to prepare for this one. That's why my thighs are I always tell people my thighs look a little thicker because they are a little thicker. And I got a little more muscle around my, abs and stuff, but it paid out that my back never went out. And we pushed the limits of the Xbox, and the Xbox went 76 hours before it died. 76 hours before it overheated, which is amazing because all in the past it always went like 14 hours and it would die. So crazy stuff. Really pushing the limits of the Xbox, and every time the Xbox would say, what does it say? Are you tired or something like that? Then all the people on Twitch would be, shut up, Xbox. And all the people that were there, we brought a tabletop. They were playing Cards Against Humanity on the side. All the people there, like I said, we had 150 volunteers, and they were just to keep me awake and to witness for Guinness World Records. People came dressed up in costumes like the Just Dance Gorilla. They're dancing in the background. We had a guy dressed in Bacon costume, Kevin Bacon, Mario, Donkey Kong, just all these craziness. And Twitch would blow up. People were all like, these guys are awesome. Little kids would come and dance behind me. So I always say that these world records brings a variety of people together.
It's certainly true. It definitely takes a team to be able to do this. I've been able to talk to a lot of people who've done marathons for various games, and there's always a support structure there. People that help you out, whether it's a spouse, a partner, friends. It's a team effort, and it's really just amazing to hear that story. I mean, doing marathons is a completely different skill set from everything else, and just hearing about the process and how it works is just amazing. Now, as I said, I promised 2 stories, so this next one is also about what it's like to go through a marathon on a game like that. Just the stresses and what it takes to be able to reach that world record status.
Okay, I forgot about another one that was kind of funny when I did my 2012 Dance Dance Revolution one. Okay, it was 2012, and 6 weeks prior, I just did Dance Central 2 for 24 hours. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go, and I want to take back the Dance Dance Revolution one too, so I'm going to do it, Dance Dance Revolution on the X2 in the arcade. So it was 2 weeks, it was 1 week before school started, and I was in my classroom, and a new teacher just got hired that I was working with, and I go, hey, how are you doing? And I go, my name is Carrie. I go, it's nice to meet you. Tomorrow I'm going to set a world record playing Dance Dance Revolution for 24 hours, so maybe we can meet next week, and then I'm going to run a half marathon Sunday after I set it on Saturday. And she's like, you're crazy. And so we go to the arcade, and it was really hot in there. Okay, so it was hot because of all the machines and everything were heating, and it was the summer in Bakersfield. It's like 100 degrees or hotter, and they didn't have the AC working, so we were frying in there. And I was like, oh my God, it was like the worst world record, because as I was trying to break it, one of my volunteers got hit by a car because he ran across the thing, so his foot got ran over, and they didn't tell me because they didn't want to tell me because they didn't want me to worry about those things. They wanted me to focus. And then my other friend, who was supposed to be a volunteer, got into a car wreck on her way there. So we're shorthanded. We're training these people how to time on the side. And I kept trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with my friend who's out there? They have him outside. They're all, well, his foot hurts. He got hit by the car and the person stopped, but he doesn't want to go home because he doesn't want to leave you shorthanded and everything. And I said, stop! I go, I'm using my break time. I need to consult them. And I'm like, I'm like a teacher. And I was like, you have to go home. We have to call your parents. And you have to be 18 or older. So, I mean, these guys are not kids. They're like 21. But I said, you still have to go home. And I go, I need your parent because I'm liable for you. And I can't have you sue me. That's your thing. And so he goes, no, it's okay. I'm an adult. And everything. I go, no. And I go, it's not my call parents. So then we were like getting people to help out. And it was just crazy because something kept happening to all our volunteers, it seemed like, during that time. And then it was really, really hot, and people were going delirious at night when midnight hit. And people started running around and trying to find cool spots in the arcade to stay cool because it was really hot. And then I go, where is everybody? Everybody's supposed to be keeping me awake. And then it seemed like everyone was starting to doze off the hours. And my friend, Jake, who's been my steward since I've done all my world records in Bakersfield in 2012, I call him the steward. He can never leave the Just Dance Fight Club. He's the #1 steward. And I go, where is Jake? And they're all, Jake's on a 5-minute break to use the restroom. And I go, well, I need to take a break because I have to use the restroom. Okay, we'll get ready in time. I go, I don't trust any of you. You look like you are falling asleep. And I said, I go, I'm not going to take a break, but maybe someone needs to find him because I have to go to the restroom now. And I said, I need to take a break. And I was telling him, I don't trust, and everyone's going delirious. And I was like, I don't trust anybody here but Jake. I go, and everyone's getting mad. And then one guy's all, I'm hungry. Someone bring me Carl's Jr. And he was like falling asleep. And I was like, no, I go, you have to be awake for documentation. So that was like, it was crazy because that one, it was just so hot in the arcade. In there, it was warm. The AC wasn't working right. It was 110 degrees outside. Everyone's going delirious, and we're laying. And then when I took my break, because the impact that DDR has on your body, it's like all concentrated on your lower body rather than spread out with motion sensing. That I would have to lay on the ground with my feet elevated up in the air, and people were massaging my feet as I was laying on the ground with them elevated up, and everyone's like, what's wrong with this lady? I don't know, I'm just trying to take the pressures off my feet. It was crazy.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy, and they were running around and trying to find tokens on the ground, all the people waiting for their turn to come on shift and to be a witness for 4 hours, and they were running around looking for tokens on the ground so they could play the games in between.
And there you have it. 2 more awesome stories to add to the time capsule. How about yours? Do you have a great gamer story that stands the test of time that you want to share? Well, you can reach us at JALARAQUE on Twitter, or you can reach us also at ObsoleteGamer on Twitter. You can also hit us up on Instagram as well. Like I said, we're looking for the best stories out there, whether you want to come on and tell us or record it on your own. And also, make sure that you follow Carrie Swidecki on Twitter. You can find her at CarrieSwidecki. We always want to make sure that we promote anyone that comes on here and gives us a great story. But until next time, thank you for listening.